So it's getting to be about that time. I'm talking about oil change time on the new Tacoma. I've got a whopping 1,179 miles on it right now, and I typically change it right around 1,300 to 1,500 miles. So I'm going to show you what I've got, what I'm going to use. And yeah, I did add the sport bar, it's all dusty, to the truck. Haven't decided if I'm going to put any lights up top. I might, I don't know yet. I don't know, I haven't decided, probably will. I also put the billet tie downs in. You can see up there, these are the ones with the quick disconnect on them, so I can slide them easily without tools. Really dig those. But anyway, we're not really here to talk about sport bars, although there is one more thing I ought to mention. This does have the third brake light in the sport bar, and I tried to connect it into the wiring for the tail light, and it didn't work. When I hit my turn signal, and I did have it connected to the brake line in there, by the way, but when I hit my turn signal on the right, or I'm sorry, for left turns, the light flashed. So I ended up connecting it to the tow wiring down below, and it works just fine now. So anyway, just something to be aware of. There is a method to do it if you have the tow package or the tow wiring underneath. Kind of a fail in the beginning. Anyway, you know, the oil, I'm starting to wonder if changing the oil yourself is really a great idea from a cost standpoint. You know, I did a little research, and dealerships charge anywhere from $70 to $142 to change your oil. And if it's closer to the $70 mark, that's not really a bad price, because it cost me a little more than 70 bucks to buy what I bought. Now, I'm going to run down the pricing with you here, but what I got is a 5-quart, I guess, bottle or container, and then a 1 quart, because the Tacoma takes close to 6 quarts of oil. Let's just call it 6. I did go with the extended performance, high mileage, and it says for engines 75,000 miles plus. I did that intentionally because I wanted to have something a little more robust, if you will, I guess. Just as the first oil change. On the next one, I'm going to go with something that's not for extended miles, just in case you're wondering, because I know people are going to point that out. I did buy the OEM filter. This is the part number for the filter, if anybody's looking for it. They do sell this at O'Reilly's. They keep it in stock, so I was able to get the genuine, you can see, Toyota part here. And then I have a Fumato, if I'm pronouncing it right, valve that I'm going to put on when I change the oil. And it's too bad this doesn't already exist on there, because it makes changing the oil much easier. All you have to do is release the valve here, if you will. And then it also, at least the one I got, came with a tube that you can connect on to the end of the valve and direct the oil wherever you want. So you're not going to have that sudden gush of oil, I guess, that you see in a lot of videos when people change their oil. There's this big gush of oil that comes shooting out, and who knows where it's going. Usually never where you want it to, right? So I'm not going to have that problem once I have that valve on. And I'm not concerned about it, you know, getting hit with anything. I will be putting a skid plate on the bottom at the same time. And the only reason I haven't put the Miller Cat skid plate and cat shield on is because I wanted to do it all at the same time, right? I mean, if I'm going to be under the truck, why not do it all at the same time? And that, I guess my point is, will protect even more that Fumato valve so that it doesn't catch anything. Not that I really think that it would. Now, as far as pricing goes on this stuff, again, I got it at O'Reilly's, and I probably could have saved some money had I gone maybe to Walmart or Costco or somewhere. But anyway, this is what I paid. The filter, which we'll take a look at in just a second, was 12 bucks, $11.99. The oil, this 5-quart jug, was 43 bucks. Wow, that's expensive, I think. And then the quart itself was 13 bucks, brought me to $67.97 without tax, add the tax in, and I'm at $73.58 to change my own oil. And again, if you're taking it to a dealer somewhere that's going to charge, oh, I don't know, $70 to $142, the $142 is too much, but closer to $70, it might be something to think about. Now, let's take a look at this oil filter. It amazes me still how tiny this thing is. I mean, wow. Anyway, let's take a look in here. This thing, look at this. This is it. Look how small this is. I'm used to big, you know, vegetable can size or whatever filters. This thing is teeny tiny, not much to it really. And by the way, as far as taking off the existing and putting this one on, I highly recommend using a, what do you want to call it? It's like a socket, I guess. One of, let me sit you down, I'll show you here. One of these things work fantastically, and I would get the one that has the deeper well, if you will, because it fits right over the filter, and then you can just use a regular socket with maybe an extension or something on it to take this thing off. You can't beat it. I mean, it is so simple. I used to use those kind of wrench-like things or whatever. They never worked, and this is just much better. I mean, look at the coverage that you get, right? Now, another one that I had, and this one will work too, might even work a little better because it actually sticks out a little further so you can get your ratchet in there. This one is closer to the filter itself, so you might actually hit the filter and not be able to fully engage the end of your ratchet. But nonetheless, both work. I think I got these at O'Reilly's as well. Might have been Advanced Auto Parts, but the one that I guess I'd probably recommend, and I think I used, pretty sure on the last truck, was this one. And there is the part number for it. You want to see that. And it is a 65 millimeter 14 flute. There's this one. Or the other one, which is a 65/67 millimeter 14 flute, and the part number is over here. You can see that. But make sure you've got one of these before you try to do the change. You know, years ago, I was under I think it was a car, and I was trying to change the oil, and I could not get the filter off with one of those strap-like wrench things. So I thought it'd be a brilliant idea to take a screwdriver and stab it through and use that to get it off. But it was so tight that the screwdriver just ripped through the metal and it would not come off. I was stuck. I ended up towing the car to a quick lube place or something, and they got a kick out of it, I'm sure. And they did the oil change for me. They got it off. But don't make that mistake. You can't jam a screwdriver through one of these filters and get it to come off. They're just put on too tightly from the factory. Anyway, just wanted to do a quick rundown. This is what I'm going to be using. The expense of it, I don't know if it's worth doing it yourself or not anymore. And I think my dealership's also offering, I think it's 20% or $20, one or the other off, which would lower it if it's $20 off to probably 50 some bucks for an oil change, and you can't do it yourself for that. Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Do you do your own, or do you take it somewhere? And don't forget, click that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.